Masinya Attorneys Incorporated, a boutique commercial and taxation law firm in Midrand, Johannesburg, South Africa. Strategic lawyers on point with more than 20 years of practice experience. We are professional, capable, and qualified.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you can hear me. How are you guys doing today? Whilst I just connect my mic here. Yeah, I hope I'm visible. My light seems to be a bit dim. Is that okay? Is that okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me right here in Solomon's Temple. My name is Solomon Designer Shams, and it's so good to have you here. And as we go through this this broadcast together, thank you so much, everyone who is saying hello. Thank you, Samantha, all the way from BVI, British Virgin Island. Thank you so much. Bongani is saying hello, Birian. Sakani, I see you. Thank you. Emerald watching from LSK. Where is that? Please break it down for me. Julian from the mother city of Cape Town. Thank you, Shedrick, Nancy, I see you. Julian, Evelyn, you're first here today. That's great. But it's so good to have all of you guys here. I got you all the way, Shedrick, from Denmark. All right. Okay, Lusaka, LSK. Great. Kendi said, I was so disappointed in seeing what my Pastor Michael Todd did when he put spit on his little brother's face. I have actually been to his church a few times. Such a shame. Yes, it's indeed such a shame. And you actually brought us to what we're going to be looking at. We're looking at a pastor who rubbed spit on a church member who happens to be his brother. So he put his spit on his hand, rub it right into his eyes. Right? We've seen a lot of weird things from pastors. I don't see how spiritually significant that is. For me, that is very unhygienic. Health-wise, that is totally not right, especially in this time of coronavirus. You cannot go around and rub and put your hand on people that way. It doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way at all. So I was actually quite shocked. We've seen people, pastors doing weird things on church members or other people in the name of trying to illustrate a certain lesson or to actually deliver them. And that's totally not right. Totally not right. We have to get to a place where we reconsider that. And that's what Pastor Michael Todd, all the way from Tulsa in Oklahoma, did. A young pastor, growing. He has millions of followers on social media. Written a couple of books. So let's watch the video where he actually did that in church. He was explaining and trying to break down a teaching on vision and how your vision can be messed up. But I don't see why he should spit on his, right into his hands, rub it on the face of the other person. Anyway, let's watch the video.
Yeah, because the vision I'm about to give you.
Did you see what he did? Okay.
But
watch. So he spit into his hands.
Yeah, because the vision I'm about to give you.
And then he rubs it.
It might get nasty.
Into his face.
Changing something and you don't see it clearly yet. But you hear. And this is where,
again,
most people would not face Jesus anymore. What most people would do is turn away. What I'm telling you, is just as he's physically standing here, knowing what's coming, God's saying, can you physically and spiritually and emotionally be able to stand when getting the vision or receiving it might get nasty? I'm gonna say it in a point just like that. Receiving vision from God might get nasty. You mean, God, I just bought, in crazy faith, I just bought my dream car. And now you're gonna ask me to sell it back and ride in the hoopty again? Yeah, because the vision I'm about to give you, it might get nasty. And do you hear and see the responses of the people? What I'm telling you is how you just reacted is how the people in your life will react when God is doing what it takes for the miracle. What are you saying? This man was blind, and what he was trying to do with this man is give him his DNA.
This is totally, for me, it was disgusting, nasty, and totally not right for him to do something like that. That was not just his saliva. That was something he got from, that's like mucus. Right? And what did he, people would say, oh, well, Jesus did the same thing. Jesus did the same thing and he healed the blind. Did he heal this guy that he was doing that to? What happened to this guy that he was doing that to? Probably he gave him a disease. To rub that over his face over and over again. I don't care what you're trying to illustrate. You could do that differently. If you didn't heal the guy, if the guy was blind and you healed him right there by doing so, or if the guy was possessed, demon possessed, and you healed him, you sort of like, help him to gain freedom right there, I understand. But this is just a common illustration that you could actually say it without doing it. But you spat over and over again. You went and dug deep into your throat and brought out the mucus and put it there and put it on him. First, for me, that's very unhygienic. Secondly, it's putting the health of this guy at risk. Thirdly, his illustration is very extreme. Extreme in this time where we're facing COVID-19 virus. Extreme. Fourthly, that was the flesh speaking. It wasn't the spirit that asked him. It wasn't the Holy Spirit that asked him to do that illustration. It was the flesh. So one thing we saw there is a man that was under the flesh when he was doing that. It wasn't the spirit. Sometimes we think because he's on the pulpit, because he's Michael Todd, because he's a popular pastor, everything he does from the pulpit is in the spirit. No, people. There's a lot of flesh from the pulpit. There's a lot of flesh in pastors. There's a lot of it. He was basically exaggerating what Jesus did. If he wanted to do what Jesus did, he could go down to the street, spat and heal a blind person. I understand totally what he was trying to illustrate, and the message would have been beautiful without that 3 minutes of that spit and rubbing it on his face and into his eyes. It was a beautiful message. The message would have been beautiful. But that illustration, we see a pastor being governed by the flesh and not the spirit. And a lot of pastors from the pulpit, they govern in the flesh. There's another bishop who sort of like slapped a young girl in the name of trying to deliver her, whatever. That's the flesh. Don't tell me because he's a bishop or a depot, he's not going to operate in the flesh. He's in the flesh. Flesh speaking. Sometimes they preach and you see the way they attack other people, or they say that's flesh. So you have to be careful to get to a place where you can separate the flesh from the spirit when a pastor, when a bishop, when a prophet speaks, or anything they do. You don't just clap and think that's God. Then you are a baby Christian if you do that. Question the motive, question the intention, question why they have to do that. We're facing a big pandemic called COVID-19, and you're busy spitting. You're busy spitting and rubbing it all over his face. You didn't even didn't give him his sight. It was just a simple illustration. If you were creative enough, you would have used a different creative idea, not this one. So I see a pastor who was totally governed by the flesh. People, watch out when your pastor, your bishop, your apostle is preaching, or whatever they do from the pulpit. Whenever they talk about money, are they being led by the spirit or by the flesh? Some of them, sometimes they said, no, this is what the Spirit of God is telling me to do. That's a lie. All you have to know is, if you want to know it's a lie, evaluate it, interrogate it, just like this situation. And Pastor Michael Todd, this gentleman here, obviously got a huge backlash from people, and social media and all that. The good thing is he came out and apologized immediately, because he knew this was going to damage him. It wasn't just a conversation around the church, but even websites, celebrity websites like TMZ picked it. You became a mainstream story. And that's how people who are not church people, that are looking for every reason to attack the church, would now think that's the way the church works. That's the way we say it's the spirit. That's the way we do stuff. But that's not the way we do stuff, because Michael Todd did it. That's not the way we do stuff. He came out and apologized. And I'm going to put in you his apology here. I think I have a copy of his apology here. He made a video, and also he posted this on his Facebook page. That's his name there, Michael Todd. He said, it's never my intention to distract others from God's word and the message of Jesus, even with illustrations. I apologize for my example being too extreme and disgusting. I love everybody. This kind of apology, I would accept it. Because here he's taking responsibility that he's wrong. This apology has no defense. When somebody apologizes, in the apology, some of them put excuses and trying to defend themselves. But in this apology, there's no defense. He even called it himself extreme, too extreme and disgusting. That was what it is. Disgusting. You spit and you rub over his eyes, deep into his, that's disgusting. This has nothing to do with your message. It's nothing to do with your message. And it's a good thing that he apologized. How many of our pastors in Africa would come out and apologize immediately? I would forgive a man like this. I mean, I would forgive him whether he apologizes or not, but I would respect and I would really trust a man like this. And somebody who does something like this, spit, and then you rub it all over his face. I don't know the guy very much. I don't even know him. I've never even listened to him before, to be honest with you. I see him here and there, but never really paid attention to him. But someone like this, I would want to interrogate their theology. If you have done this, and trust me, trust people who are on social media. They will begin to go and look at his past messages and books and pick out some of the extreme stuff that he has done. Maybe he has done extreme stuff also. Because I would want to question his theology, to be honest with you. I'm not sure this was just a one-off. I'm sure he's been doing that, in some other situations. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Thank you so much, guys. Make sure you like the video, share the video. Make sure you subscribe also, guys. I really appreciate it from every one of you. Today we're 2 days. We're counting down to our official website launch. UncleSolomon.com, www.unclesolomon.com. We're having it on live on Thursday. It's going to be a lot of articles. I'll write articles on relationships, the church, pastor, lifestyles. There's going to be some of my videos up there. There's going to be a store where we have created certain t-shirts and hoodies with "Beware of false prophets" written on it, "Beware of charlatans" written on it. If you want to buy, you can buy there. But there's going to be a lot of articles. I love to write short articles around issues and bringing in Christian way of thinking around it and all that. So please make sure you join us and make sure you visit www.unclesolomon.com, which is coming live on Thursday. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you just in a little bit. Shalom.